Hello, today we are having a look at Overseers by Thunder Griff Games. That's a very interesting game which I kickstarted last year, and I got it already last year, but I never actually managed to come and do an actual review. I fell in love with the art, and as you can see, the box art is just absolutely amazing, and the whole game is set in that theme. It's a card drafting and a bluffing game. I will show you what's inside, we're going to see how the game plays, I will quickly explain everything, and then we can have a look at art and all the other parts. And in the end, of course, I will give you my overall impressions of the game. So, without further ado, let's see what's inside. Okay, so that's all we get. That's all of the stuff we get in the box. As you can see, it's quite a lot of it, and the good thing is, obviously we have a nice, lovely rulebook, which is very easily written and very easy to follow. But the nice thing is that we've got a plastic insert that fits everything beautifully. And the best thing about it is that the cards fit in there in the sleeves, which is not that common. So that's a very good job to Thunderglyph. I'm absolutely superbly happy with it. Okay, over here we've got the trait cards, which explain step by step how each turn progresses, going from deal to the scoring, pretty much step by step guide how to play a turn. It even tells you when each character can use the special ability, which I will explain in a moment. We've got how many cards of each type we need depending on the number of players, how many points each card scores. So it's a very kind of overview, helpful card to have in front of you as you play. Over here we've got the coin tokens, 20, 1, 10. These are used to represent your points, and on one side you can see the actual number, on the other side they have all this kind of copper bronze sheen to it, and they kind of hide the score, so whenever you play your score is actually hidden. No one can see how much points you have at any moment, unless they are really good at math. Over here we've got a metal token, which was our Kickstarter exclusive. We've got a very nice metal coin with the face over here and the double dragons of Overseers. This one is to show who is the leader at each turn, and the leader has few special things, including deciding who wins when there is a tie. Over here we've got 11 character cards with lovely arts, which we will show you a bit in a moment, a bit more, a bit better. And over here we've got all the trait cards, 36 trait cards within 6 different traits. We've got anger, benevolence, hope, greed, lust, courage. And obviously each one has slightly different pointing and scoring method, so all of that in a moment. But in box we've got a lot. So now let's have a look how to play the game. Alright, so let's briefly explain how the game plays. Each player will get 6 cards in the beginning, which then gets drafted. So we get 6 cards, you choose one to keep for yourself, you pass to person next to you, and so on and so on. Then you keep choosing cards until you finish with 5 cards. At that stage you have to decide to show 3 cards in top row, like for example this, and hide the other 2 on the bottom row. After showing this, there will come the voting part, where each player, and this is where the fun starts, can argue, accuse each other, and can do anything they want as they come to voting on who do they think has the most points. So you can see that at the moment benevolence gives me 4, 4, 6. It's only 14 points, but perhaps I've got 2 cards over here which might be worth much more. You never really know what's exactly in there, but that's where character cards come in. We've got a lot. We've got Suyin, Lanfei, so you can see that all of them are based on Chinese mythology. Mei Xiu, Liu, Wu Ming sisters, very nice arts, absolutely love them. Yan Mei, Ni Ying, Fu Shen, Xie, Gan, and Yang. And all of them are based on Chinese mythology, and each character has a different skill. As I've mentioned before, these cards over here tell you exactly what character uses the skill at which stage of the turn, which is very easy and very helpful, especially as you play the game for the first time. So like I said, some characters can look over here or not. Then, going back to what I said in the beginning, the voting comes. Each player using the voting token decide and they give their vote on whichever player they think scored the most points. At that stage, that person can either say, yes, I think I've got the most points. At that stage, they discard one card of their choice. Or they can say no. If they say no, the judgment comes. Everyone shows their cards and the points are counted. If the person who said no had the most points, they will lose the most valuable card for them. If they said no and they really did not have the most points, they are able to take one more card from the discard pile and add it to their score. After that, pretty much you calculate your score and you take the coins from the bag pretty much for your points, and the game continues until you play 3 rounds, which is quite interesting. And to be honest with you, while in the beginning I thought it does not sound that particularly interesting, it was actually when I started playing when I discovered how fun the game really is. So while my explanation might not have been, oh my god, the game is amazing, believe me, if you get a chance to play, you will fall in love in that game. Like I said, I kickstarted the project in big part due to the art style, and as you can see, the arts really are absolutely amazing. The quality of them is good, the cards, the quality of the product itself is really good, and it's a really good value. I kickstarted it for £13 and I got the sleeves, I got everything. I was the early bird Kickstarter, but absolutely amazing game. And really fun to play, especially if you've got quite a lot of people who are talkative and like to argue and accuse each other. So if you played One Night Ultimate Werewolf and you are kind of bored of it, that's a really good thing to play, to have some change, because it adds all the card draft mechanics. So let's have a look at cards a bit more, and let's go to the full and final part of the review. Alright, so like I said, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different traits. The first one is Greed, which has quite interesting ability, because by the end of the game the person with most greed cards can steal one card. We have Courage, which works fairly well. The idea is the more courage cards you get, the more points you do, so it's quite interesting as well. Then we've got Lust. Nothing really special about Lust itself, but it gives 3 points and it's a very good card to bluff when showing it. Benevolence, no special skill either, just 4 points, good for bluffing. Hope, which can score you up to 21 points, but you have to be aware that the moment you show 2 of Hope cards, everyone will assume you've got the 3rd one, so it's very risky to play. And Anger, which on its own gives 6 points. Some special characters, the ones we see in the back, have special abilities which work on other cards. So someone has that Anger is worth more points, or if you have most Hope, you get extra points. So it's quite interesting. So definitely have a look, and let's go to the final thoughts. Okay, so let's go to my final thoughts. I did not focus too much on the gameplay, and this time I did not give you how to play part of it to a big extent. I didn't give you an actual example because it would take a bit too long, and I don't want to talk about how to play. I want to talk whether the game is worth buying. My opinion, absolutely yes. I'm not sure if you will be able to find it easily in your shop, but if not, you can always go to Thunderglyph Games and they allow you to order it straight from them, and they are already working on a couple of other games which I'm yet to actually have a look at. But overseas, is it worth it? Yes. You fall in love with art, the theme is really nice. As I said, everything fits nicely over here, the cards go there, all booked neatly on top, perfectly within one small box. Everything we need to play is here, everything nicely described. The quality wise, the cards are amazing, the arts are amazing, the tokens themselves are lovely as well. So the card game is a bit more complex. It's a mix of draft game like Sushi Go with One Night Ultimate Werewolf, when you're kind of trying to bluff a bit and lie. So it's a very fun game to play, but it does require kind of some learning to actually understand it fully. It's not a hard game, don't get me wrong, it's an easy game to play, but it might take a game or two to actually get used to how everything works. However, like I've mentioned with the cards, with these cards over here, the process is dead easy because it really tells you step by step what happens and who can perform their special skill. The game is interesting, I loved it, my cousin loved it, my girlfriend loved it. We enjoyed it, having a couple of beers and playing it together. So it's a definitely nice game that is worth having a closer look at, especially that I don't think it's too popular at the moment. So hopefully after this review you will get a bit more interested in it and might have a closer look. Right, so thanks for watching, that's it for today, hope you enjoyed my video. Make sure to come back for more video reviews. Happy gaming and take care.